Hello and welcome to File Types Explained. My name is Nick and today we're going to be talking about the different types of image files. An important thing to understand is that every file on your computer has what is called a file type. These types allow our files to do different things or be opened with different programs. Most times a file type is found at the end of the name with a period followed by an abbreviation for the file's type. If the file's type is not listed at the end of the name, it can often be found where there are more details about the file. So let's talk about what an image file actually is. An image file is a file that shows some form of static graphic that a computer displays based on the data stored in the file. Images are defined by using two different base formats. There are raster images, which group the information of each pixel together in an effort to form a recognizable image. And then there are vector images, which use mathematical statements to create lines and shapes that result in a displayable graphic. All of the images we're going to be discussing today are generally popular and widely accepted formats, the majority of which are raster formats. To set the ball rolling, let's talk about JPEGs. JPEGs, or a Joint Photographic Experts Group, is a very popular image format for taking photographs in. JPEGs support 8 bits per pixel, which means that JPEGs can support over 16 million possible colors for each pixel in an image. JPEGs also use something called lossy compression. Compression is the process a file goes through in order to make sure the overall size is smaller. Lossy compression doesn't save the data of every pixel when the image is saved, and rather focuses on the pixels that it thinks are important. This can result in a loss of quality with your image, and often makes areas of high contrast overly pixelated and blurry. An important thing to note about JPEGs is that every time the file is moved or copied, the quality of the file decreases slightly because the image has less diverse pixels to work with. These images are great for photographs, but should be avoided when making graphic designs for the web. Next in line, let's go over the PNG file format. A PNG, or Portable Network Graphic file, is great for digital graphics. A popular feature they support is known as transparency. Transparency allows for images to be laid over top of other images without having conflicting backgrounds, like seen here. You can often tell an image has a transparent background if a checkerboard pattern makes up the background of the image when it is viewed alone, similar to this display here. PNGs use what is called lossless file compression, which deconstructs the data of an image into a simpler form and then rebuilds it the exact way the image was found when it is opened. This results in PNGs being able to maintain their quality regardless of how many times they are shared. This also keeps images relatively sharper than JPEGs in certain aspects. However, while the file is able to maintain its quality, in doing so, it makes the file's size much larger than that of a JPEG. Nonetheless, PNGs are great for digital designs and graphics, but should be avoided as a method for saving photographs. Let's move on to GIF files. Graphical interchange format files are another highly popular format used on the web. One of the more popular features that GIFs hold is the ability to be animated. However, GIFs can still be single images. Like PNGs, GIFs have support for transparency and use lossless file compression, resulting once again in GIFs being able to maintain their quality regardless of how many times they are shared. What's interesting is, the size of GIF files are remarkably small, the smallest raster format on our list in fact. This is due in large part to GIFs only supporting a 256 color palette. GIFs overall are the best way to make animated images, but the user needs to be prepared for a high limitation in the number of colors they can use. Next, we have a more unusual format, known as RAW. RAW files are unique in the fact that they are uncompressed data captured via a camera specifically. Until this raw data is compressed into a viewable file format, these files can be viewed on a camera's display as a JPEG preview. These files store exactly what is captured by the camera down to the very last pixel, which ultimately makes these files insanely large. The RAW format is a popular choice for professional photographers as it allows them to have the most control of their files when it comes to later editing. Without a question, these files should be used carefully as they do take up a lot of file space. Our next file format is known as TIFF. TIFF, or Tagged Image File Format, is another type of image that supports transparency. TIFFs are an interesting file because they can combine several files into one document that works like a text document. They also have the option to save without any compression or lossless compression. Their ability to save uncompressed makes them the largest file format on our list in this video. Another thing that makes TIFF so large is the ability to use 8 and 16 bits per pixel, which greatly extends the range of available colors that can be used in a TIFF file. Ultimately, TIFFs are great for making files that are for high-quality prints or combining multiple photos to reduce your number of files. The final format on our list is called SVG, or Scalable Vector Graphics. SVG is different from the rest of our formats because it works with vector images. SVGs are great because they can be scaled to be larger or smaller and don't lose their quality. Any SVG can support animation, transparency, and has a wide area of different colors that can be used. SVGs are the perfect choice for designing logos or graphics that are going to be resized to fit the user's need. That's going to wrap it up for today. If you have any questions, please send them to our email listed on screen, or you can visit dospace.org and use our live chat. If you're interested in more of our content, I recommend subscribing and turning on the notifications for our uploads. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.